Oh my gosh. I wanted it like that. So I was gonna ooh, yay. Here's a poll. Um what do we call this? Do we still stay with the word American? Or are we gonna know that it's done by a Mexican or by all of us conjoined together? Because it's not a status, but we need to call this something like for production. It always has to be on point. That's part of our dignity in life. So when you say you have dignity, you have everything that you have to be you, and so your dignity comes with you, who you are, where you come from, um what is it, well, who your parents are. And that's a mandatory thing. You have to know who they are, and then you have to have like all kinds of things to have dignity, right? So then you'll wonder why some people are really not knowing what dignity is, but it's probably because they don't know their parents or their dad or something. And it's important to know who you are in life, because if you don't, then you lose a piece of your dignity. And so dignity is very something to hold your head up high with, because you know who you are. And then it's not a it's not just it's like your, like when you have a contents on a name brand, and then you put like all these things that are in it, and then the ingredients or whatever, that's all in it. And then so then that I don't think that could categorize the same as a product, but it's basically kind of the same, kind of the way I'm saying it. So in your dignity, you're gonna have like your height, what you are 100%, and what you are, like you could have your blood type, it could have like everything that's you, and that's your dignity. So when somebody tries to change your status, or like Hispanic, Latino, for instance, when my mom told me that it meant Mexican, I grew and I started to think like, what is that and where is that? I have no clue on where Hispanic or Latino is at. And so I only know Reynosa, I only know Delano, I only know Rich Girl of Early Mark. And so then I'm like, I don't even know where Hispanic and Latinos at. I can't even claim that, honestly, because that's not me. So I go start looking at my documents, and I'm like, whoa, when doesn't even say it here that I'm Hispanic or Latino. So I made that error, I guess, in when I was doing my ID or something at the DMV. So it's inaccurate, and it needs to be fixed, because I don't know what it means. And then just like the same thing, like for um if I'm correct, I've already observed enough words to know that it's they're trying to categorize it with the native part, and I'm not even that. I respect them, but that's it. Like, we're not the same, and we can't ever have that conflict in this. So just better to point that out now, because we're not the same. And so they're categorized, they're probably more like Hawaiian and stuff. Native is not an American is not American would be born now if we were gonna get the able to get the whole process of the definition in order. We could give birth to it today, like literally, and we can make it a church, or we can make it something. But the good thing is that, like, they didn't go and wrong label us, we did it ourselves. They just told us what to do, and so I'm seeking an amendment for this, because it's got to be accurate, and my on mine it has to be 100%. And I'm not Hispanic or Latino, I'm just like a English speaking Mexican, and I'm from like California. And so that way I'm firm on it. Mexico and Texas have never even had this thing, an agreement to have a border there. My family comes from Alto, Texas, and so that way we're clear on that map. To McAllen, Texas, to Reynosa, to where Delano, Rich Grove, Verlimar. And so that way you guys can know basically the parts of the land too, that I'm gonna be firm on. when we speak about the territory, because I know everything happened like after 1959 or maybe before. There was a an agreement only few know about, and so it's got to be in the same knowing if you really are from the land. So there's a question that they'll ask, I'll ask, and it's so who inherits, pretty much I'll say. Who inherits it? And if you look at the Constitution, it'll say so it'll be like a family will inherit the land or whatever, right? So I'm just looking at that Constitution, and then I'm looking at thinking about the what our family thing is, and then I'm thinking about like, well, who knows about this? So only a few know. Maybe the king will know. I'm sure he will, because that's it. Like that's pretty much where we're at right now on the land part. So also to Rich Grove and Early Mart, Rich Grove still holds the land today, and Early Mart only ranch was sold, and that was just a piece of the land. So that wasn't the whole land. The land is still held today, held down today. So anybody knowing about that part, it's like on the 99, and then we all would need to be like on the same understanding, because I remember there was this one time that some people put poles there, and like that would be like the dignity of the land, like you don't you don't trespass some things. So I made a request, like, can you guys like remove that? And yeah, they did. Like so I'm very happy with everybody following the rules and stuff. You guys know the rules, and that's for me is a lot, because it avoids a lot of conflicts that could be and I'm just really, I'm like happy with that. So I'm good with the way things are forming. We're all like pretty much criminals, I guess you want to say, but I also want to expunge mine, and I would ask too if I could get mine's dismissed after 10 years, because I've been pretty good, I think, for 10 years, and without having, well, except that one little altercations. But anyways, that one needed to happen, and I shouldn't have even agreed to that, but still. Anyways, I'm still learning, and I will continue to promise to obey all laws, and I will continue to make sure that things get fixed. If not, I will pursue the action to make sure that they do get fixed. So I'm gonna give it like 3 days to try to get this through, and that way we can begin the dignity from the land and dignity to the life and rights to life. And yeah, however we're going to do this, but nobody is encouraging anybody to die, because everybody's to live. And also too, like if there was doctors or whatever that were doing that, we're also going to make clear that this is not a America where we're gonna make a man into a woman into a man transformation thingy. It's pretty much like if Jesus was on the cross on one end and then I'm on this end, then our spirits are matching. That'll be a spiritual thing on the transformation. But also too, we're going on the computers. Computers are like computers are the transformation. So we'll be also transferring our institutions into these installations of the institutions that we have on these cell phones. The cell phones are very important, because this is our new institution, and we're part of the dignity of the land, and we're also installing everything that we know in order to have things clear and understood, because a lot of things, people will have a rights to life, but some of them will have to spend the rest of their life in prison too. um that way they're away but still living, and it's because we come to the understanding that killing's too easy, and that's the easy way out, and we don't want anybody to die. So that's the only reason why, the purpose of that, and because it's against the 10 commandments, so we gotta honor that. Nobody's really recommending to kill, so even if it's a molester, they're not recommending to kill them either, because they have to like just do their time in prison, where we can see them and we know that they're away, and that's the only spirit that we need to get rid of right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And the dignities are what you are, and what you're about. Like, you have to like have your boundaries, and always be respectful of yourself, and don't like just be hard-headed to negative things, like literally. Don't be like, watch every step you take, definitely, and know what's out there, because everybody isn't like really the same, but they kind of are. And here we got a heart, and we know that we're also part of the spirit of the fruits of the spirit that are like the best, so we'll be going forward. And I want to thank everybody for not putting my label wrong on me. They didn't even put a human on my status, so I'm also working on that to get that fixed. On the birth certificates, it's already in digital living human birth certificates. So I don't know, we'll just move forward with the human process still. And then make sure to take out what we did. I requested for Pri to take the part of the to never let the crust come down either. Never let the crust come down, but also want Prima Nieto to see if he could gather somebody together, and like just to take out the pedophiles and molesters. That'll be all. And then I know that he has the capacity to do that, and that'll be like really genuine. But also to them, letting you guys know now that it's fine. He can, and that's our main reason why I'm here. And so I'm like, I can't control what people do, but I can also I can make an example of it. And that's an example because it's not accepting it, we're not going to accept that on the dirt. So that way you guys know that before, if it wasn't taken seriously, it is now, and no leniency on it. And that's it.